The internet always have a way of giving us something to talk about. And the month of April has been filled with different trending stories, from Obi Kubana's lavish birthday to Priscilla Ojo's wedding, of course the wedding I held for like over 1 month plus or more, and lots more. Well, today the question is, what does the internet have for us this time around? Well, you get to find out. Hello and welcome to Randoms. I am your host, Sharon Ajay, and with me always, I want to say always and forever, but let's stop at always. And with me always is Ogochukwu Mabana.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Of course. Ogochukwu, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm happy. It is a beautiful Tuesday evening, and I'm so happy about it.
You look it.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Well, the internet's sadness has been turned to joy when Esther Oluwa Fayofumi Oladele, a Jambite who was allegedly kidnapped on her way to Ekpe from Aja for a scheduled JAMB exam the next day, was found after close to 3 days of leaving her home at Ijebu Igbo. Which was the said location of the, where the kidnappers allegedly dropped her. While rejoicing over the good news of Esther's being found, Nigerians have shown their displeasure over the long distance most Jambites have to go through to write their exams. Well, before we jump into a proper conversation, Ogochukwu will take us through our comments on X, formerly Twitter. Ogo, over to you.
All right, thank you so much, Sharon. It's really a sad one there. So we are going to write to X, formerly Twitter, to get the opinion of what people think about this particular sad story. So the first commenter here is Tola Gabriel. Tola says, we need to start standing up against some policies that doesn't favor our children in this country. It's crazy they will just come up with many unfavorable acts and fiam, all of us go adhere. What can we do? The next one is from DUB. DUB says, I pray she be found. I have a question for Jam though. What's the need of filling the form specifying the area of residence and end up being sent to another different area for the exam? Honestly,
exactly. Yeah.
That's a big question there. The third comment here is from Tabi. Tabi says, but why would JAMB slate exam by 6:30 a.m. in an unsafe state like Lagos? Not just Lagos, I think everywhere. God has just been helping us. Okay, and she went ahead to say, and what's of it, in a far location that the young Jambat has to leave home earlier than 6 to get there, what happens to 8 a.m., 7 a.m. call? The first comment there is from the city. The city says, the disappearance is the parents' fault though. How will you leave a teenager to travel from Ekpe to Aja for an exam without any guidance? I remember when I wrote my first JAMB in 2022, we lived at Ikorodu. JAMB posted me to Agege. My mom and elder brother followed me to the venue. And the last comment today is coming from Sami. Sami says, this is heartbreaking. Esther's situation underscores the urgent need for better safety measures for students traveling for exams like JAMB. I pray she is found safe and sound. Authorities must act swiftly, and we need to keep raising awareness until she is back with her family. Everyone sounds really concerned about this whole thing.
Yeah.
I remember when Tabi says, what happened? Why would JAMB slate an exam for 6:30 a.m.? Honestly, I understand that we have a lot of persons writing JAMB exam, but since they turned it to CBT, no longer pen and paper, I think it's safe, so it can be written anytime.
Anywhere
yes,
and anytime.
Yes, anywhere and anytime. So I think the time is quite early. I understand maybe there's something about exam, writing it early, your memory is still fresh and all of that, but then I think the time is quite early. And if you are going to even slate a time that early, according to, Tola Gabriel saying, why put an exam after you have asked people to fill a particular date, your state of residence and everything, and you are taking me somewhere else? Like, it's not really fair on students, because we have a lot of students who are very, very young. They are less than 18 writing JAMB right now. And, another commenter said, it's actually the fault of the parents. When you have a young child at that age, why let them travel that far?
Alone.
honestly, I think there should be a guidance there. So the guidance or the parents didn't do well enough to let that child travel all by herself. So
Yeah.
yeah, so every commenter here actually did you know, whatever it is you said here, I buy into it, honestly, Sharon, because right now the country is not safe.
Exactly.
We have a lot of insecurities in the country, not just Lagos. Someone mentioned Lagos, but I don't think it's just Lagos. We have insecurity, a lot of insecurities in the north, and we have students writing JAMB in the north. So we have them traveling from one local government to another just to write JAMB, and you know the risk they get to face. Right now, we have security issues going on in Jos, going on in Benue State, and you know, and some other states like that. So, and we have students writing these exams there. So, JAMB, I think JAMB should do better and make it safe, but thereby, you know, creating your center for the exam shouldn't be so far from where
You live,
you live,
or
you
your
understand?
school or something.
Yes, so it shouldn't be far, like traveling hours to get to, you know, the place. You know, some persons, I remember somebody saying before I was in Delta State then, and she said before she could go from Ughelli to Abraka, the exam has ended. And it's so painful because this person prepared, she read very well, she was ready to write her exam. And, you know, CBT right now is just, in 30 minutes you are done. You see everybody coming out because another set need to enter. We have millions of students writing JAMB every year, you understand? And now you are putting it so far. What if there's traffic? What if the roads are bad? Because we have bad roads, actually. What if the roads are bad and they couldn't make it to the center at that time?
Yeah.
They fail, and the money for registering, you could imagine the trauma the child has to go through, you know, trying to get, you know, because Ughelli to Abraka is about 2-3 hours. You can imagine. So are you saying such a child that have an exam slated for 7 a.m. should leave their house by 4 a.m.? It's not really safe, and it's really not fair on the part.
I totally go in line with you and other you know, persons on social media, other commenters on social media. It really doesn't make sense that a child, I know it's obviously not all persons writing JAMBs that are children, or that's a child or a teenager, right? We have adults, but majority of those that are writing JAMB are teenagers. They just came out from, you know, secondary school and all of that. Letting them go that far distance, it doesn't even make sense at all. We're even still complaining about NYSC. NYSC, that we have adults there, we are complaining about it because of the insecurity of the, you know, the country. Letting a child not, I believe that the age range of those writing JAMB, at least 14 to 16, if I'm being calculated, I think that's
too, no?
yeah, but I think just majority should be around 14 to 16 or so. Letting that age range go on the road, or you know,
all by
themselves, it doesn't even make sense. We are complaining now that, oh, why would the parents send their children off without guidance and all of that? Well, we can fault the parents in a way. We can also not fault them in a way. We don't know the background of these children. They might even be, you know, they might be staying with their guardian. They might be staying with, you know, just somebody that's not even their parents. You don't expect a parent to be traveling with a child everywhere. That's extra expenses. You know, that's extra expenses, and they want to cut costs. And for cutting costs, they want the child to go alone. You know, Esther said something before. I'm just super glad that they found, you know, she was found, and all of that. Said something that she thinks she, you know, entered into the wrong cab, and that her eyes itchy, and that she feels sleepy and all of that. That could tell that they had already messed up the atmosphere in that car. You know, and what I would urge parents that might complain about financial, you know, the financial reasons why they cannot go with their children and all of that to the center scheduled for them. You can go with them to the park and make sure they enter a very good car. You know, I always say this, we females, literally females and male, but more females, we have this very strong intuition. A mother, when you go with your child, you could tell that, oh, this car is not right, this cab is not right. No, I'm not saying we are 100% correct, but I can tell you that in 100, we are literally like 70 or 80% correct. Go with your child. Don't be too relax that you leave your child to go board a cab by herself or by himself, and then you are just at home and praying and all of that. In as much as we want JAMB, and the government, of course, to look into this situation, make sure that children, teenagers do not go on the road, do not go to far distance to get to write their jam. They should write it in the states that they are, and something like that. We also need to play our part. We need to play our part by acting as guidance to our children. We can't definitely just leave everything, to them and all of that. Please and please. So we should just take preventive measures while we hope and pray that the government also look into, situations as this, of course.
Very true, very true.
Yeah, so we'll be going on a short break now. And after the break, we have more interesting and trending stories coming your way. So do stay with us. Get ready for the unpredictable and also unconventional show, Random.
From trending topics to honest conversations and various social media platforms, Randoms have it all.
No topic is off limits, no comment is too weird.
Join me, Sharon Ajay, and my co-host,
Cool Mobno, every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m.
Buckle up and enjoy the Randoms Ride.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is Randoms. Well, there's been an uproar on social media on Obi Cubana's posts and that of his adopted son. Well, the business mogul adopted son shared a video on TikTok declaring himself the next of kin. Then the CEO of the Cubana group shared a photo, with a photo of him and his biological son, quoting him as the next of kin. Nigerians were not having that. Well, it was alleged that this was a response to the video that his adopted son had earlier posted, and Nigerians are all speculating that it was a way to discard the information in the video that his adopted son posted. Although, after a while, Obi Kubana came online again and posted another photo, with himself and all of his sons, and captioned it, "We vibe, we bond, we cruise, they talk. Last, all of us are next of kings," including I and Ogochukwu. It's actually really funny. Let's say it's now funny, but it wasn't funny at the beginning, right? Because, of course, Nigerians would definitely speculate. They don't care what you have in your head. They're just big on assumption and speculation. When Obi Kubana's son posted that, it was a normal something. Nobody really bought into it. It was just like a normal post. Oh, he's catching cruise, next of kin. Who cares? You're Obi Kubana's son and all of that. Now, the speculation rose when Obi Kubana posted a picture of himself and his biological son. Now, remember, the person that posted the video on TikTok is his adopted son. And now he's coming out to post a picture rather, of himself and his biological son, beg your pardon, tagging it as him, like tagging the guy as the next of kin. It was more like you posted you're the next of kin, but I'm going to show you that you're not the real next of kin. My own biological son is the next of kin.
Why are you rushing? Okay, I'm not trying to be judgmental here, but you're an adopted son. Why are you rushing? Why? Even the main, which is the biological son, has not posted anything like that, saying I am the next of kin and all of that. Don't worry, wealth will reach all of you, because we know Obi Kubana is a business mogul. He has he has the money, he has the influence. So definitely it will get to him. So why post such a thing? I think he was only trying to catch cruise. Yes, he was trying to be sarcastic at that point. But then trust Nigerians always pick up things like this. We always read being sarcastic. We read meaning to a lot of things. There are a lot of sensitive people. So when you drop some sensitive kind of post, please be ready to dance to the music, because people are definitely going to talk about it. Now, the adopted son posted a thing like that. You know, he was dancing actually. I saw that video, you know, and he was doing his thing, catching his cruise and all of that. Cool. But then the problem, his line is when Obi Kubana had to post another photo. He posted a photo of himself
and his biological son.
Now, and the caption again, we are not just saying post. There is a caption. That
exactly.
Caption,
was what
that caption
it's both. Oh my Lord.
Now, it's more like he's trying to tell that the other person,
that you are not.
Know your place. Know your place, and which is okay because no, they catch cruise with my family name.
Oh God, I think I need to come in there. It's not okay. You know, I had no problems with the guy posting. If the biological if the biological son had also posted his own, of course, it is not our business. Now, this is where the problem is: the fact that Obi Kubana himself now posted a picture of himself and that of his son. It's more like now a banter between the father and a son. It's not a banter between two siblings saying, oh, it's me that is the next of king, you are the one that is the next of king. It's now
the money.
Yeah, do you get it now? So the father now is indirectly he shut up the adopted son, and this is now where the problem is.
Yes.
Or this is where the problem lies.
I think honestly he actually started the whole like eyebrow raising and all of that. I think he actually opened the doors for online in-laws to come in and start saying all of that, because let's assume that he didn't even have to counter the post made earlier by his adopted son and just let it go like that, and maybe he had to post maybe something like we vibe, we whatever and all of that.
Exactly.
Maybe it would have been okay.
Yeah.
But then coming to post his own son, it shows that okay, you guys, I know you are my adopted son. I love you so well, and that's the reason why I adopted you. I'm looking out for you, and I'm doing everything possible to make sure you are good. But please know your place.
And this is
not cross boundary. When they don't carry, see, Obi Kubana, please come and adopt me. I will never post anything to tarnish your image.
Ogochukwu, this is where the problem is now. You can't tell an adopted son to know his place. No, Ogochukwu, can you listen? Ogochukwu, listen to me. You cannot tell your adopted son to know his place. Being adopted alone is a burden. Being adopted alone is a reminder that you are not part of the family.
But
so the best thing for Obi
Kubana, show it to him. I don't live in their house.
Exactly.
So what I saw on the net, even when I had to surf through, went through his page, I mean the adopted son's page, he was doing good. That means money they touch him.
There's one thing to be there's actually one thing to be.
You see, it's after that I used to do too much. They rush too much. Like most times, it's your in-law that will always carry your money. I remember. Sorry, I have to bring B-Lord into this conversation. I'm so sorry, B-Lord. I didn't want to bring you into this conversation. So I remember one time B-Lord actually launched, I think, a building. I think in Anambra. I think B-Lord building in Anambra and all of that. He's a businessman. He rolled with Obi Kubana and the rest of them. So his younger brother, I think he's a teenager. He went there, took a picture with Bilod's car, took a picture with the building. He was like, you they do too much. Even the owner did not do all of this. So I think most times our family always try to drag our legs outside. If the owner of the wealth, which is Obi Kubana, this is my own point of view. Sharon, you are very, very right with everything you say. But to me, I think you should lay low. Let them be the one to, because they actually brought you into the family. I'm not saying be a fool. I'm not saying don't be outspoken. Be outspoken, but the point of going to, I understand, this thing we are even talking about might be a family discussion. They must have said, oh yeah, you post this thing, let's cause an uproar.
No.
Could have,
yeah, of course.
Do something. You can
of course.
Celebrities can be so...
Yeah, true. But no, I think they need to...
But then, why posting... I think the caption was Nest of King don't wake up or something, or Nest of King something like that.
I can't even remember, but of course it had Nest of King in.
You would have just...
You should, I will say something over and over again, and I know Ogochukwu is not going to agree with me, but do not adopt a child when you know that you are not going to make them feel like a biological. No, it doesn't even matter. I don't think it matters. Do you know why I say I don't think it matters? Okay. You could as well, if it was your biological son that posted something that was inappropriate, you could as well tell him, take that down. But coming to counter in front of the public, it shows that you are kind of bantering with your child. When I do something wrong, or if I eventually should do something wrong and post on, she won't come out to fight me. It shows that you actually place that boy as your adopted
As he
son
decided
and
to
not
dance too much, he danced over. So he now decided, okay, since you brought your, we are all washing our dirty linens outside.
Let's
So let's see how it goes. But then, Obi Kudawana would have shown that, okay, I
if
am the
we,
father here, and
of course,
but I think he was trying to actually, he was trying to clean up his mess when he posted, "We vibe, we move," and
of course,
and
even if you wanted to fight that guy,
then
even
if
you
carried it, we have carried it.
even
That's why
if
we are here.
even if you wanted to fight that guy, you could tell your biological son, oh yeah, you go and post that now, maybe next of kin, or something like, you don't come out to just banter the son.
I'm looking for people like Obi Kubana not to come and adopt
If we stay
like
on this, if we stay on this topic, I and Ogochukwu, we are going to, we'll have our own banter. Check, watch out for our social media. We'll give it to you.
Drop your comment about what you think about this thing, because it's a serious one, honestly. And
yeah,
it
is.
A net of kin, please, if there's any website where we can go register, we'll start registering.
Well, still speaking on controversy, there's been a huge controversy online after a video of gospel artist Steve Crown's wife, Ruth, was seen kneeling to say her vows on their wedding day. I know, I want to say Igbo ladies, but Ogochukwu is Igbo, let me be careful. But some ladies left the group chat, because I believe in situations like this, no woman will want kneel down to say her vows. They will target as maybe you're being too extra, being that, being this.
The man is a crown. Steve Crown is a crown.
I love that. Don't leave me. Steve Crown is a crown.
So her husband is her crown. So if any way she chooses, whatever it is she chooses to do, if she wants to lie down to say the vow, that's to show that she respects her husband. So because most of us kneel down when we go to our pastors, we're always kneeling down.
Exactly.
Oh daddy, oh daddy, oh daddy. Then why can't you kneel down for your husband? It's your husband. Why can't you kneel down for your husband? So whichever way you want to do, whatever it is you want to do, please do it. If you want to lie down for your husband, lie down and say your vow, because
from
it's the both of you that will stay in the house. So my dear, I support. I love her. She's pretty. She's beautiful.
She is.
I remember when Ekene Omenwa, when she was having her wedding reception, and this other gospel artist. Why do the name just popped up in my head now? The other gospel artist that got married to a Ghanaian lady.
Moses Bliss.
Moses Bliss. So when Moses Bliss graced her occasion and came singing, she loves Moses Bliss' song. She's blessed by his ministration. She rushed to him, she knelt down, she hugged him, and everybody carried it. Moses Bliss is not your husband. Why did you do that? You cannot even kneel down for your husband. Now somebody knelt down for her husband.
You're still complaining. I actually don't see anything wrong in that.
Husband,
like Ogochukwu has said, Steve Crown is a crown. It's a crown. You people need to understand that men are our crown. He's your king. You are his queen. You understand? So why don't you? You think it's easy to get? She found a beauty. She found an amazing man. Steve Crown is an amazing man. Speaking from the standpoint of a fan, please. Yeah, he's an amazing man, and of course it's not wrong for her to do that. If you feel that there's no need, or you see it wrong kneeling for your man, then you should also
when you get your turn, stand.
Exactly. Then you should also not be a fan of your man kneeling to give you ring, because some ladies will tell you, I cannot take my ring. He has to kneel, one leg up, one leg down.
They play. So at this point, honestly, you guys, whatever it is that you can do, whatever it is your marriage, because you are going to be there, we are not going to be there.
Exactly.
So only God knows what she's going to go through in her marriage. So if she wants to kneel down, if she's very comfortable kneeling down, that's to show that she respects her husband. Because we only want to do eye service, especially in when we see our pastors.
Exactly. Daddy son, mommy ma.
You kneel down for your father.
You won't use any.
Please. I don't have any problem with that.
Goodness.
Whoever is saying anything online, that's your business.
That's your business. So, well, that's all we have for you today on Random. So, hope you had a great time. We'll be bringing you more gist and, of course, unfolding lots of trending stories on the internet. So, do not forget that Randoms now had twice a week, Tuesday and Thursday, 6:30 p.m. If you enjoy this time, we're coming live again on Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Remember to follow us on all our social media platforms at Global TV NG, and also drop your comment on YouTube. From I and Ogochukwu, we're saying bye.